A long time ago, I set sail to the new world with a dream of immortality. To stand there in the face of the furious onslaught of every monster that would dare appear before me, and flinch not, fear not, give nothing. And I did it. I became unkillable, uncountable. I became immortal. And now as we travel to Kimura village, to the land of the rampage, well, that dream is sparked in you. And that spark has roared into a fire of glory! Oh yes, my fellow hunters, Rajang, well, fully AFK, and he cannot do a thing to me. Like, honestly, this is his most powerful attack. It's just so glorious. And this time, guys, it's not just immortal, it's actually brokenly powerful for killing the monsters. And we will get to that, but for now, yes, welcome, my fellow hunters, to the first version of the Rise Immortal build. Never again will you have to cart, never again will you fear any monster's attack, never again will you fail a hunt. So, ground rule then is, immortality is only truly immortality if it works while you are AFK, while you are controlling nothing. Which means no potions, no maintaining buffs, no hunting horn. Only have, well, anything that works without your input. And this was a challenge with Rise, with a high rank game, with limited quality of armor, with limited amount of slots, and a lot of skills needed for this to function. But I have done it, and I am very proud of it, and I cannot wait to share it with you. So, I'm going to share it right now. I'm going to share it with you right now. What armor are we wearing to achieve this truly immortal state against every single monster in the game? This arena you're seeing in the background against Naga and Toby, I mean, it fully times out. 50 minutes. And not a problem or scratch on me. So step 1, of course, is take the minimal amount of damage. Step 2 is work out a way to heal while not controlling the game in any way. So, yeah, you might have figured out already how that's gonna go down. Hey! But we will get to that too. So, we are using the Greatsword Shellblade, and the reason we're using this is because it's got the most defense on it, and that is plus 50, 20 as a base and 30 from the ramp-up skill. This also comes with a double slot, which is good as this build needs so many armor slots, my god! And as much as Greatsword is the best weapon, and it is, if you want to do the kill monster ridiculously easily part of this Immortal build, then it does need to be the Greatsword. If you just want the AFK Immortal part of this build, then any of the 14 weapons, choosing one that's got some good slots and plus defense, will sort you out just fine. So, this armor is what we have chosen. And this set, to put it in perspective, needs 22 to 25, depending on how comfortable you want it to be, ranks of skills to work. That is a lot to fit into the current power level of Rise high rank armor. So this one took some working out, but as a baseline, you get 3 recovery up, 3 heroics, 2 defense boost, 2 divine blessing. And they are the only skills that matter. Everything else is just leftover from the armor, but we don't care about it. In terms of decorations then, this is where everything happens. You need 5 defense jewels, you need 3 recovery speed jewels, you need a divine blessing jewel, you need a heroics jewel, and you need 3 stun resistance jewels. Putting all of those decos in, then we end up with our final build. Defense boost 7, heroics 4, divine blessing 3, recovery up 3, recovery speed 3, and stun resistance 3. And those 6 skills together is what I will affectionately refer to as the Immortality package. Okay, that did not sound as good out loud as it did in my head. Now we're in business, but before we go through the skills themselves, let's talk Talisman and Petalace. The Talisman I'm using is 2 recovery up and a 3 and a 1. This is obviously very good for this set, but it is by no means necessary. As long as you have, at minimum, a Talisman with 2 1 slots, that's all you need. It doesn't matter what skills on it, you just need 2 1 slots. Anything else is a bonus. Then, when it comes to the petalace, I know what you might have thought. I bet a key part of this is to, when you begin the hunt, go get every defense and health spirit bird, but that takes ages and wrong! This doesn't require any spirit birds. The AFK survive against Rajang. I only got the ones that I passed through on the way to him. It really is optional. Obviously, filling up your petalace will help, but it's not a requirement. If you do want to, strength is the best petalace. More total health is the most valuable thing over the bit of defense the more defensive one provides. So, all said and done, you come out at like just shy 500 defense, which is ludicrous in high rank. Monsters will just start tickling you, even with their most powerful attacks. Defense boost, giving that plus percentage to defense, is so very much key in all of this. Heroics, we want for that, again, extra plus 100 defense, which will kick in when we're on less than 35% health, and make that final bit that much tankier, and give our Palicos much longer to, well, do their thing. A thing that we, again, will get to. Divine Blessing, of course, is pretty much self-explanatory. There is a chance when hit, sadly much worse than Divine Blessing Secret in World, but still a fairly decent chance when hit to take only 50% of the damage. I was having this activate maybe 1 out of every 5 hits I take, so it really does start to add up. We want our recovery speed, because getting that chunk of red back as soon as possible adds massively to how long you can live. It really is a noticeable improvement. And finally then, recovery up is to take more healing, 30% more healing in fact. This is very useful because although we're not healing ourselves, we are being healed, and it does affect the healing that comes from the Palicos. So, Palicos, you take the set and you combine it with 2 of them. Obviously for this we want 2 healer Palicos, but which healer Palicos specifically? Well, all of them come with the 2 main abilities that we need here. The Health Horn at level 20, and the Hibiscus Healing at level 1. Now, the Health Horn will just happen sort of every 4 minutes-ish or so, and all but heal you to full health each time it does. It is massive. Then, the other thing we care about is the power drum. This will also happen around the same time as the horn, with the same cooldown, and give you a big defense boost. Attack 2, but again, we don't care about that for now. So with this times 2, you are absolutely ready to go. But for the full Palico that you be wanting, it goes like this. Herbaceous Healing, Healing Bubble, Power Drum, the Shock Parisen, and the Health Horn. That is the supreme healer Palico. Armor-wise, you want to just give them one of the 3 highest defense sets, so in this case I've gone with Rajang, as they look like little medics, face hidden, just waiting to serve you sweet, sweet, delicious healing juice. And weapon-wise, you want to give them the Cataclysm Knell. This is unlocked from the secret shrine in the Buddy area once you have got far enough in the game. It's got huge sleep, it's got fairly solid damage, and it gives a bit of defense to keep your Palicos alive and thus healing you longer. It really is a fantastic weapon, and hey, if the monster's asleep, it's certainly not killing you, and you will be getting sleeps. So, with that all said and done, meet my two healer Palicos. Firstly,
Great Scott!
and
Sir Ember!
who is named after one of my real-life cats, who is called Ember, and he is an absolute sweetheart. So there we have it then, two healer Palicos with that setup on top of this build with those skills, and you have yourself a recipe for immortality. AFK against all the monsters, and there is not a thing they can do about it. And normally I would end it there. I think that is pretty impressive and something I'm very, very happy with. However, because of Rise, we can go one step further. And the reason we can do that is because of Greatsword, which again, I repeat, is the best weapon. Normally then, while you're AFK Immortal, or while you're ignoring monster hits and not dodging, it's all well and good at not killing you, but as you can see, you just get knocked around like an Immortal ragdoll, ping-ponged between the monsters. And this isn't effective at, finishing the hunt because you can't be killing them because you're being, again, knocked around the place because you're ignoring hits and just tanking the damage because the damage is meaningless. So we're in a conundrum where the monsters aren't going to die, but neither are you unless you start playing air quotes properly, which then defeats the point of being immortal in the first place because you're dodging hits again. So the solution?
Rage Slash!
And I'm not joking. So, uniquely in Rise then, Greatsword has the ability through Rage Slash, and yes, Adamant Charge too, to ignore knockback while still dealing damage. So what happens when you give a weapon a spammable move that does loads of damage, and again more damage from being hit, that lets them ignore knockback while they're wearing a set that also lets them ignore the damage that they take while using said move? Well, you end up in a position where you start the hunt, run up to the monster, draw your weapon, tackle, tackle, Rage Slash, roll, 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 tackle, tackle, Rage Slash, roll! Yes, you can mix it up, you can power sheath, keep the buff up, you can adamant charge around, you can have fun with it. But you can essentially, from second one until both monsters are dead, tackle, tackle, Rage Slash, roll. And you never have to stop, except to sharpen, and you never have to heal, you never have to worry about damage, you never have to feel threatened, and the monsters will die. This arena with Toby, Nagakuga, and Tigrex took me 18 minutes. And that's without really maintaining power sheath, because I wanted to prove the point, and that's without using a version of this build that's actually even better and more offensively inclined. So you can actually use the Diablos Greatsword, which is much more potent than the Shellblade one. In fact, it's about 50% more of the damage output with this build. Yes, that loses you 2 slots on the Shellblade, but truthfully, you don't need them. See, this set, which you may have noticed as I put in the decorations, had 1 Mind's Eye, because I had a level 2 slot left over, and figured, hey, a little bit less deflecting on my non-Rage Slash attacks might be quite nice. But the thing is, you don't need that. You don't need that by a long shot. You also don't need level 4 heroics, technically, just level 3. Level 3 gives you that plus 100 defense. I had level 4 just for a bigger damage bump when I was on low health. But you drop 1 heroics, you drop that Mind's Eye, and then that's your 2 slots back. And Diablos still has plus 16 defense and a defense ramp up. So in total, you're trading 14 defense for plus 50% damage, which basically doesn't change anything at all. You are just as immortal. So you combine that with this, well, strategy of ignore every bit of damage you take while pumping out back to back to back to back Rage Slashes, and you have yourself a broken build that can kill anything while you not having to think, care, or do anything other than hit monster very hard! Ha ha ha! And ain't that the most Greatsword thing you have ever heard? It is absolutely, utterly potently powerful. Oh, and in case you're wondering why the stun resistance was so important this whole time, well, it's because you can get stunned while Rage Slash is charging. It's the only way you can get stopped outside of grabs. So if you don't have the stun resistance, you will be stunned all the time due to the amount of hits that you're taking. So yeah, to be offensive with this, you do need that stun resistance. And remember, our Palicos have Healing Bubble and Hibiscus Healing. These need you to interact with them in order to heal you. But what counts as interacting with them? Well, hitting them with your weapon. So collaterally, while fighting, you will hit the plant, you will hit the bubbles, and that's even more healing as you continue to ignore all the damage you take without ever stopping hitting the monster once. It works beautifully together as a opera ballet of carnage that feels so much fun, and I cannot stress that enough. It is wonderful. And yes, it works against things like Rajang, which I guess is the most threatening monster currently in the game in a normal hunt scenario. So yeah, there's really nothing that can stop this. It is just truly, absolutely, gloriously, ridiculously awesome, and I am very happy with it. My Rise build magnum opus already, though it is surely going to get better and better and better as we get even better equipment. So, yeah, like you've enjoyed this, guys, subscribe for more, please share it around. A lot went into creating and perfecting this, and please consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. Until next time, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.